Hi guys, welcome to Mr. Cloudbook channel. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about a DevOps project. So which is completely based on the DevSecOps. We are going to add the security to our DevOps project with the help of the Sonarqube, Trivy and OWASP. And finally, we are going to scan the cluster also with the help of the Trivy. So I already completed the blog 1 month ago. So this is the project we are going to do today. So Reddit clone DevSecOps. I just made the minimal changes in the project and everything is, and you can directly install the EKS cluster with the help of the Terraform. So I'm going to do with this process with the help of the Terraform. I'm going to browse in the EKS cluster. And if you want to go with the normal way, like you want to go create a new two instance, and if you want to set up a master slave architecture, that is also fine. So this blog contains the master slave architecture for the Kubernetes, but I am going to do pros and the EKs with the help of the Terraform in this project. So let's discuss about the project once. DevOps engineer will push the code to GitHub repository with the help of the Jenkins as a CI/CD tool. So we are going to check out the code from our GitHub repository, and once that is done, we are going to install some dependencies for our Reddit clone app. So after that, we are going to add the security scan. So this is Sonarqube analysis. Sonarqube analysis will check the code completely for the any vulnerabilities, any bug reports and everything. We can see the output and issues everything in the Sonarqube itself for the complete code. After that, we are going to add the another security check, that is Trivy file scan, which is used to scan your every files in the GitHub repository. After that, we are going to scan the dependencies. So we install some dependencies, right? These are the third party dependencies. So we have to scan those reports also to get the more secure version of our application in the browser. So with the help of the OWASP, we are going to scan that particular dependencies. After that, we are going to build the image with the help of the Docker, and we are going to push the image to our Docker hub. And with the help of the image scan, Trivy, with the help of Trivy, we are going to scan that particular image that we are building in the Docker hub. And once that is done, we are going to run the Docker container to check that whether our application is working fine or not. Once that is done, everything looks fine. We are going to deploy our application to Kubernetes cluster, and we are going to add the ingress also. Ingress exposes HTTP and HTTPS routes from outside the cluster to service within the cluster. Traffic routing is controlled by the rules defined on the ingress resource. We are going to see the backend of the Reddit clone application with the help of the ingress. And finally, we are going to scan the cluster also. This is the another security. To the last videos, we are scanning the Docker image and ending over there for the security, but we are going to scan the cluster also with the help of the Trivy. So let's go to the AWS console, and we will create an EC2 instance, and we will we will install Jenkins and everything for the project. And go to the AWS console, and I am in the Mumbai region already, and Mr. Cloudbook, and go to the EC2. So most of the subscribers in my YouTube channel already know how to create an EC2 instance, how to launch the Jenkins and everything. So if you want to skip to the end of the part, I will provide the timestamps also. You can directly skip to the Kubernetes cluster security practices also. Click on launch instance. For the name and tags, you can use anything. So I am going with the Reddit. AMI as Ubuntu, select the Ubuntu, and server 22.04. And instance type, just take the T2 large. For the instance type, take T2 large because we are going to use the Sonarqube on the same machine. So that's why I'm going with the T2 large. And for the security, for the key pair, you have to select the existing one, or you can directly create a new one. For the network settings, so I'm going to open the all ports for this particular project. For the learning purpose only, we are opening the all port. And if you want to open the certain ports only, not to open the all ports, you can directly open 2280 and 443 and 8080 and 3000 and 9000 for this particular project. 3000 for our Reddit application, and 8080 for our Jenkins, and 22 for our SSH connection. So I am going to select the existing security group with all port open. So launch whichever one. And for the configure storage, we need to increase the storage up to 30 GB. So we are going to install every dependencies and every plugin set. That's why we need the storage. Let's increase the storage to 30 GB. So storage is increased to 30 GB. So just click on launch instance. So I am going to use the shell script to complete the installation of Jenkins, Trivy, and AWS CLI and Kubernetes, Terraform, and everything. And now come back to the EC2, and instance is running. So it will take some time to come up. So meanwhile, come back to the GitHub repository, and let's see what is the script and everything. for the installation of Jenkins, Trivy and everything. So go to the installation script.sh, just select this one, and I will provide this particular GitHub repository link in the description also. And for the first, we are updating the system, and next we are installing the Java 17, and we are adding the keys and repository for the Java 17 to install Java. And Jenkins requires Java, that's why we are installing the 17th version of Java here. And next we are going to install the Jenkins here. After that, install Docker. So these commands will help to install the Docker. Sudo apt install docker.io. So I am adding the user, so Ubuntu user, to this particular Docker group and refreshing the Docker group. And next providing the permissions to docker.socket also. And finally seeing the Docker version. And next we are installing the Trivy. So we are going to see the Trivy reports also, right? We need the Trivy file scan and image scan, and for the Kubernetes cluster we need the Trivy. That's why we are installing the Trivy. And for the Terraform, so I am going to provision the EKS with the help of the Terraform files. That's why I need the Terraform on the EC2 instance. So this will help to me install the Terraform and kubectl. So kubectl to be installed on the Jenkins machine to see the any version, and if you want to see the what are the nodes are present and what are the deployments and everything, you need the kubectl. That's why we are installing the kubectl also. After that, AWS CLI is required for the AWS Kube update config and everything. We need this particular one. And go to the instances and just refresh this one. Yeah, our instance is up and running. So meanwhile, search for the IAM. So we need an IAM role. So search for IAM and click on enter. So this is the IAM dashboard. Just click on the left side panel on the roles. For the entity type, select the AWS service. Use case, select the EC2. And next you have to click on next and select the administrator access. For the learning purpose only, we are selecting the administrator access. You can directly go with the EC2 full access or EKS full access. If you want to concern only to open these rules or this, and if you want to open the certain policies only, you can directly go with EC2 full access and EKS full access also for this particular role. So I am going with administrator access. Click on next and provide the role and name. So I am providing the name, so Reddit, and just click on create role. So the role is created, the Reddit one, and go to the EC2, or you can directly search for the EC2 here in the search bar and click on enter and select the instances running. Select the Reddit instance, click on actions and go to the security and go to modify IAM rule and just refresh this ones and select here. For the choose IAM role, we need to add the IAM role that we created now. So Reddit. So this is the IAM role I created now. So just click on update IAM role. So the role successfully attached to our instance now. So just close this one. Now let's click on connect and copy the SSH client. So copy this one example and let's open my mobile extreme or putty. You can directly connect with from the EC2 instance connect also. Let me open my mobile extreme. Paste the command shift insert and enter. So it will ask for your fingerprint. You need to provide the S. So provide S and enter, and let me close this one and clear the screen, and let me copy the one the script completely from the GitHub repository. Come here to the GitHub repository and let's select this one, Control Alt and Control C, and come back here, sudo vi script.sh, this is the file name, enter and shift insert and enter. And you can see this will install AWS CLI, kubectl, Terraform and Trivy, Docker, and finally it's installing the Jenkins also. Escape shift : WQ and enter. So just provide the executable permission, sudo chmod 777. So file name is script, enter, and you can see, so whenever it's changed to green color, that means it's getting the executable permissions also. /script.sh, run this particular script and enter. It will install the Jenkins and everything on your EC2 instance. It will take some time. I will skip this part. So everything is installed, and if you find that your installation is not working fine, just try to run your scripts manually. Just take the installation of the only Trivy for the single file and just install, or you can directly go inside the sudo su and try to run over there. And if the update is completed and it's stopping, just click on exit and it will automatically complete your complete script. No need to worry about that. So let me exit from here, so you can see that, and AWS -- version, enter. So AWS version is installed, and let me see the kubectl version also, enter. The kubectl is also working fine, and let's see the Terraform version. So that is fine. So Terraform is installed. Let me copy the public IP address of my EC2 instance and copy the public IP and come here and open in a new tab with 8080 and enter. So let's copy the IP address from here, sudo cat, and copy this link also up to this one, copy this path, copy it, paste it here, shift insert and enter. So just copy this password, copy and paste it here, administrator password, and just click on continue and never install suggested plugins. So it will take some time. So what I'm saying is, if you are failing to install, or if your script stopped at the point of the updation, just go inside the root and try to run over there. So it will install clearly. If you are getting the same error inside the root, just type exe, just type the exit, and it will automatically install the every script. No need to worry about that. And let me clear the screen and let me run the sudo So run the Sonarqube container also, docker run -d. So -- name as sonar and -p with the port of 9000 and image name is Sonarqube /LTS -community and enter. So it's unable to find the image locally, so it's pulling the image from the Docker hub and it will run the Sonarqube container on our EC2 instance. So let's go here and let me copy the public IP address also and open it in a new tab within 9000 ports for our Sonarqube and enter. So it will take some time and come back here, and the Sonarqube is up and running. See, if you see docker ps, enter, and 15 seconds ago it started the Sonarqube container. It will take some time. So Sonarqube is also starting here. Come back to this one. Jenkins is also installing some plugins. There are some required plugins for the Jenkins dashboard. I will do everything from the scratch. No need to worry about that. Log into the Sonarqube. So username is admin and password is also admin, small letters, and login. And you need to update the password here. So just update it by providing the old password here. So old password is admin and new password you can provide anything you want and just update it. So never. So this is the Sonarqube dashboard, and come back to the Jenkins, and I am skip and continue as admin. Save and finish. Start using Jenkins. So this is the one, and let me change the admin password also. On the top right, click on admin, go to the configure, and in the password section double tap and change the password whatever you want, and tab, confirm it and apply first, save it. So let me remove this one up to 8080, delete and enter, and let's again log in admin as the username and password. So whatever you set up, provide that password and enter. So this is the Jenkins dashboard and Sonarqube dashboard. Both are up and fine, and our tools also completed without any error. And you can see that which Terraform also, it will provide the Terraform path, user bin and Terraform. And let's come back here and go to the manage Jenkins, and we need to install some plugins. Go to the plugins tab and go to the available plugins and search for the Java. We need to search for Temurin. So this will install the required Java versions for our project. So select this one, Eclipse Temurin installer, and next we need the Sonarqube plugin also. So select this one, Sonarqube scanner. We need a Node.js plugin. So this project depends on the Node.js. That's why we need the Node. Sorry, spelling mistake. And Node. So select this one, Node.js 16.1. 1.6.1. We need the Docker plugins. So I'm installing every plugin at the first time itself only. So Docker Docker Commons and Docker Pipeline, Docker API, and Docker build step. So these are enough. And we need the OWASP and Terraform also. OWASP. So come down here. This is the one, OWASP dependency check. And let me add the another plugin also. So we need the Terraform. So select this one. And finally we require the Kubernetes plugins also. So just install Kubernetes. Search for the Kubernetes and Kubernetes credentials, Kubernetes client API, Kubernetes CLI, and this one also, and credential provider and DevOps steps. Install. So come down and just click on this one, restore Jenkins when installation is completed. So this is the best security practice. Always you have to restart your Jenkins system once you are installing any new plugins. So let's wait for some time. So we are installing every plugin that we required for this project from the starting itself only. So we don't come back again and we don't doing anything. So we are going to make this particular project simple and go. So that's why we are going to add the every plugins in the start only. So everything is done. Just click on refresh once and you can see it's restarting the Jenkins, and login again. So username is admin and password is your password, and enter. So every plugin is installed. Come back to the manage Jenkins. So let's set up the tools. Go to the tools section. So we need to add the whatever the version we required for our project. So first we need to install JDK. So add JDK and provide the name as JDK 17, or you can provide any name you want. And let me remove this one. Add installer and select install from adaptium.net and go with the 17 version. So 17.08. Don't go with 17.0.9. So it will throw us the error. And come down, and for the Sonarqube scanner installations, add it and provide the name as Sonar-scanner, the name. So you can provide any name. So just go with the latest version. After that we need to add the Node.js installations also. Add Node.js, and for the name you need to provide Node 16, or you can provide any name you want. So and for the version we need to select the 16.2.0 and come down, and dependency check installation. This is the OWASP. So add dependency check, and for the name you need to provide anything you want. So I'm going with dp check, dependency check, install automatically, add installer, github.com, select the version 6.5.1. so come down for the Docker installation. So add Docker, and for the name you can provide the Docker, and install automatically, add installer, so docker.com, so latest version. And finally for the Terraform installation, just click on add Terraform and provide the name as a Terraform. Remove this one, install automatically. So we are going to provide the directory path. So come here, and if you provide which Terraform here, you can see which Terraform, and copy this particular path, user bin. So this is enough. Just copy it and come back here and paste it, apply and save this one. So these are the tools you need to add. And now we need to add the Sonarqube token also. So first we need to generate a token. Go to the Sonarqube and click on administration here. Go to security and users. Under tokens we need to select this one, update token, and provide a name. So I am providing the name as a Jenkins, and generate, and copy this token and come back here and go to the credential section in the Jenkins and click on this one, global system, add credentials, and for the kind you need to select the secret file, text, and provide the copied token here. And for the token you need to provide sonar-token and copy it. And for the description also you can use the same thing. So just click on create. So we used the sonar, sorry the spelling was wrong, let me update it, make it to sonar token. Sorry, it's not updating. So okay, anyway, use this one, sonar token, and come back to the manage Jenkins. And we need to add the other credentials also, like Docker Hub and everything, and go to the global, add credentials, and kind select with the username with password. And for the username, for the what is your Docker Hub username? So my Docker Hub username is 7 as a, so I'm going to provide my username over there. Password, you can directly generate your password for the personal access token. or you can directly provide your password also. And ID is Docker, and description is also Docker, and create. So these are the credentials we required for this particular project as of now. So come back to the manage Jenkins and go to the system, and we need to add the Sonarqube system also. So we need to tell that particular Sonarqube to go to this particular URL and use this token and to scan our complete code. So Control F to search for Sonar and Sonarqube servers. So we need to come here. Let me close this one and add Sonarqube. And for the name, you need to provide sonar-server, and for the URL, let me copy this one up to 9000. So select, copy and paste it here, and remove the slash at the end with the 9000 port. And we already added token, right? So sonar token, so just select that one and click on apply. So it will tell that you go to this particular URL and use this token to scan our code. Apply and save. So that is done. Let's click on new item, and for the first we need to use the EKS, enter. So it will take 10 minutes to create your EKS cluster. That's why we are creating the EKS with the help of the pipeline. So select the pipeline and click on OK, and discard all bills and set to 3. That is fine. And next we need to select this project is parameterized. Select this one, add parameter, choice parameter, action, name is action here, and choices, apply and destroy. So these are the choices I need. And come here, let's select the pipeline hello world and remove this one, delete, and let's open a pipeline syntax generator. So and if you come back to this one, I'm into the GitHub repository and go to the EKS Terraform. So these are my Terraform files to provision EKS cluster, and go to the backend.tf, and you need to change your bucket name here in this particular place. So let's copy this particular path, directory. So we need to come inside this particular directory to initialize, to provision, to plan anything. So that's why we need to select the directory here in the sample steps. Select and search for the directory change, and for the path you need to provide this one, EKS Terraform generate, and let's copy this one and come here and paste it here. So let me align it properly so the syntax should be correct. So the commands, so what is the first command to initialize? So Terraform init is the command, and we need to run this one inside the shell script, right? sh and dot and close with the dot, single quote at the end. So this is the command. So let's change the name also for the stage, Terraform init, and that is done. Let's add the other stages also. Let me copy this and add it here, Control V, again add it and again add it. So we require 4 of these ones because we need to set the validate and everything, right? So everything should be inside the EKS directory. That's why I'm providing the change directory here. So validate, and the command is Terraform validate here. That is done. And next we need to provide the plan, and the command is Terraform plan. And for the apply, so we need to provide Terraform $action. So provided name is action -auto -approve. This is the command to apply your action here. So we already provided the action here, right? So we choose the action as a apply and destroy. So it will initialize, validate and plan, and finally it will take the action whatever we provided at the build parameter time. So apply and save, and you can see build with parameter, select this one, and we are selecting the action here. If you creating this for the first time, if you creating provisioning, we need to use the apply. So whenever we delete, we use the destroy. So select the apply and click on build. So and it will start the building of your EKS cluster, and we got the error. So let's see. So I think we didn't change it some names. So console output, yeah, the Terraform validate, and go to the EKS and go to the configure. The name for the stages I used the same stage. Or for the stages I think I used the same name. Init validate plan init, yeah, here. And we need to change the apply or delete, save, and build with parameters, and build, and it will initialize and it will start the EKS cluster, and you can see the stages also. Okay, we are getting the error. So at the plan, let's see, go here and go to the console output, and we will see that one also clearly. And validate is fine, apply is deleted, there are no configuration is files. Sorry, I forgot to add the checkout stage. And come back here, EKS, and go to the configure. Sorry for the mistake. We need to add the GitHub repository, right, for the first. So come here and should be the stage. So without checkout we are running that one. So without code it can't do anything. So checkout and brackets and steps brackets. Go back to GitHub repository and go to the clone, copy the code. So the branch is main. Come back here and select the git, and URL is same, branch is main, and just generate this one and copy it. So we are not providing code for this one, so that's why it's throwing the error. Because of that it's getting the error. So apply and save. So now it will works fine. Build. So we didn't added the checkout stage last time, that's why we are getting the error. And checkout is completed and Terraform is initialized, and you can see the output also. Go to this one and go to the console output, and see here we are initializing the backend, and S3 it's storing our Terraform state file and the plan, and it will create the EKS cluster. And come back here to the dashboard. Let's start our pipeline. I'm in our new Reddit clone app. So search for Reddit, so use the name as Reddit and pipeline, and okay. So we are going to build the image and we are going to scan the image, right, for the DevOps, using the DevOps tools. Now we are going to check out that code, and we will build the image, and we will add the security tools to scan our code and everything. And come here and we can set up the Discord world builds 2 3. So that is enough, and come down, and you can come back here, go to the Reddit clone blog. So I already have the complete code, I don't want to waste the time, so I will explain the code clearly. So how to generate the code also. So this is the complete pipeline. So select this one and come back here and paste it, and let me remove these stages up to the Kubernetes cluster, because we don't have any Kubernetes as of now. So up to this one is same. Apply. So our pipeline starts with the pipeline, and agent is any, because we don't have any agents. For the tools, so we are using the JDK, name as JDK17. And so for the tools, come here to the pipeline syntax generator, under sample step select the tools, select this one, tool, and tool type. So we are using the JDK, right, select the JDK, and you can see the tool name as JDK17. That's why I'm using the JDK17 here. And next we need to select the Node.js version also. So Node.js, and you can see the name, and if you generate it you will get the same name, Node 16. So the same name I'm using here. All you need to do is go to this one, I'm into the pipeline syntax generator, and use the sample step as a tool, and select your tools, Node.js tool, and whatever the name you are getting here in the tool section, we need to paste the same name here. For the environment, Sonar Scanner Home, we are setting up the Sonar Home, and this is the name. Where did you get this name? So again come back here, and for the tool type select the Sonarqube scanner and generate, and you will get the name here, Sonar Scanner. This is the name I am using here. And next I am going to clean the workspace every time. This is the sample command. Next we are checking out the code, and let me change the URL. So delete this one. So let's copy our URL from here, copy it. This is the main branch, and you can directly generate this from here also. And come here and select the sample step as a git. So we already have that one, so select the git and paste the URL. So this is my clone, Reddit clone KTS, and branch is main, and generate pipeline script, and you will get the code. So just copy it and paste it for your checkout stage. So for the Sonar analysis stage, and if you come back here to the Sonarqube dashboard and done, sorry, we will add the quality gate also, I forgot to do that. And go to the administration, go to configuration, webhooks, and create. And for the name we need to use the Jenkins. So quality gate is like a traffic signal. And come back here to this one, copy the IP address of your Jenkins up to 8080, copy it, and come back to Sonarqube dashboard and paste it 8080 Sonarqube webhook. At the end you need to provide slash. That is done, just create. So that is fine, and go to the projects and click on manually, and project display name you can provide any name you want. So I am going with as a Reddit sample as the name. So for the name, so we are using the main branch. Click on setup, and we need to select the locally. And for the use existing token, we already have the token, right? We generated last time. So use the token, come down, this is the token, and click on continue. And our project is depend on JS, so select the other and select the OS as Linux. And this is the Sonar scanner code that we are using here, and we already added the token and everything in our system. That's why we are using the Sonar server. This is the system name I provided over there. And scanner home tool, we provided this one inside the environment, and you can see here in the environment we used the scanner home. The same thing we are calling here. And dsonar name as a Reddit, and dsonar project key is Reddit. The same thing you can see here, dsonar project key is Reddit sample, and everything is same. And come back here for the quality gate, and we need to select the wait for quality gate also. Come back here, everything you need to generate from the pipeline syntax itself. Select this one and search for wait for quality gate, and come here and wait for quality gate, and we can select the token, Sonar token. Just click on generate and it will generate it. Let's copy this one, Ctrl C, and you can paste it here. Let's remove this one and paste it here. So that is the thing you need to do, and should be run, say this particular quality gate should be run inside this script block. And next we need to install the npm. So let's copy this stage, and we need to use this one before the Sonarqube analysis. That stage, enter and paste it, and remove the stage here. So I am going to install the dependencies first, and next we are going to do the Sonarqube analysis and everything. Over scan, this is the same thing. It will scan by providing dependency check additional arguments. We need to provide the -scan, and we need to disable the yarn edit, and you need to provide this particular dp check name also. And again come back to pipeline syntax generator. Under sample step you need to search for tool, select the tool, and for the name tool type you need to select the dependency check, and you will get the name, generate it. So this is the name we are using, dp-check. The same name I am using here, dp-check, and it will generate the report to this one XML file. Trivy file scan, next stage is Trivy FS. It will generate a txt file also. Next we are going to build a Docker image. So these are the same steps, stage and steps and everything is same. So with the Docker registry, credential ID, where did you get this particular credential ID? Come back to the pipeline syntax generator again, and sample step we need to select for the with the Docker registry here, and select the credential as this one Docker, and installation tool is Docker, and generate, and you will get this one with the Docker registry, credential ID is Docker. And if you want the token, installation also, select the installation here, generate, and you will get the tool name also. The same thing you can see here, credential and tool name is Docker. And next we are building the image with the command docker build -t. So this is my image name, Reddit, and I am tagging the Reddit image with my username 7ajay and Reddit. And next Docker push, I am going to push that particular image 7ajay Reddit to my Docker hub, and we already added credentials, right? So it will push that code. Next it will scan the image, Trivy image scan the same image, and it will generate the Trivy image txt report to this particular file. And next we are running the application stage deploy to container docker run -d -name reddit. So 3000 it exposes to 3000, and if you come back here and you can see the docker file also, go to the docker file and you can see it's using the node 19 work directory is reddit clone, and it's installing some dependencies and expose it to 3000. That's why I'm using the command 3000 here. Port is 3000. Apply and save and click on build now. It will start the build, and meanwhile come back to the dashboard and let's see our EKS is completed or not. So EKS, and after 9 minutes it's completed creating the EKS cluster also. And go back to the console and let's check whether it's created or not, and search for the EKS here, EKS, enter, and this is my cluster. You can see EKS cloud is up and running, and select this cluster name and created it 10 minutes ago. Recently it's created, and if you see here, go to the compute and it's created a node group with one desired size of instance. And go back to the EC2 instance, it will create an instance on our AWS console. It will create an EC2 instance also. You can see instances is running, it will set to 2. So one is our instance that we created manually, and this one is we created manually Reddit, and this one is created by the EKS automatically with the T2 medium. So that is fine. So let's wait for our completion of the dashboard here and Reddit application. We will wait for this completion. So once this is done, we are going to add our Kubernetes. We are going to add our Kubernetes stage also. So Sonar analysis, and it installed the dependencies and everything is fine. So Sonar analysis is started, and let's wait for some time and come back here. And if you click on projects, and you can see we have the Reddit sample, but we will get the another one after this completion of the Sonarqube analysis. For the first time, right, we are going to build this one. This is your first build, so that's why it's taking the time. Sonarqube analysis is completed, and if you come back here to the Sonarqube, just refresh this one, and you can see that what is it scanned and everything. So Reddit and 6.8k lines it scanned, and click on Reddit and you can see the issues also. Issues, these are the issues inside our project. So I'll come back to the projects, delete this one, Reddit sample, and project settings, deletion, delete. We don't require that anymore. So for sample I am showing that how to create your script. So quality gate is also working fine, and you can see here quality gate is also fine. OWASP scan is started. Meanwhile come back to here to the mobile extreme. Let's connect to our system. So this will stop disconnection, connection reset by peer. So up arrow and enter again. Let me connect to system. So that is done. Clear the screen, and we need to provide this particular command, AWS EKS update -cube config. So this is the command we need to provide, -name. So what is the cluster name we have? So come back here, go to the console and search for the EKS again, and we need to provide the cluster name. So go to EKS and click on cluster name. So this is the cluster name, this is the cluster name. Copy it and use it here, shift insert after name. And for the region, -region. So what is the region? AP -south -1. So this is my region. I created my EKS cluster. So this is my region. I created my EKS cluster, and you need to provide your own region where your cluster is created. So you need to provide your EKS cloud. So the name of the EKS, and enter. And it's added the new context to this one, home ubuntu.config, and come enter and change the directory to cube, enter. And we need to cat config and copy everything from the API version and up to end of this command AWS. Right click and copy this content and come back to your local file explorer, into your laptop, and click on documents, or you can save this file wherever you want. So right click, I'm creating new file, new, and text document, and providing the name as Reddit -secret, enter. So just select this one and paste the content that you copied and save it and close this one. Our config file is added to Reddit secret, and come back here and go to this one Reddit clone. So it will take some time. Meanwhile, go to the dashboard and we will add the credentials of Kubernetes also. Go to the manage Jenkins and go to credentials and go to global, add credentials, and for the kind you need to select the secret file. So choose file. So we need to go to the documents. So our documents here. So what is the name? Reddit secret, I provided the file name. So select that one and select that one, reddit secret.txt. So this is the where my configuration for our Kubernetes cluster is there. That's why I need to select that file. And for the ID, I need to provide K8s, and description is also K8s and create. So our K8s credential is added, and go to the dashboard and come back to the pipeline syntax generator. And if you see here, sample step, select the with kube config. At the end of this one, you need to select with kube config here. And for the credentials, we need to, I have to refresh this one because we added credential, right? That's why it's not taking here. And again, select the with kube config. And now if you select the credentials, we will get the Reddit secret. Select that one and generate pipeline syntax, and we will get this one. The same thing we are using here for the final stage of your Kubernetes. Let's come to the end of this one. So everything is same here, nothing I am changing. So you can see with kube config, certificate and everything, credentials, K8s, firewall, and so restrict kube config access false. The same thing you will get from here with kube config, and credential ID is K8s and restrict kube config access is false, and everything is same. Again, come back to the blog and we are applying deployment.yaml file, qservice.yaml file, in english.yaml file. And if you come back here and go to the Reddit clone, and let's see the deployment file and go to the deployment.yaml, and you need to change your name, image name here. So this is my username 7ajay and Reddit latest, so that's why I'm using that name, and you need to change this one. So it will create a 2 replicas. And again, come back to service.yaml file. So it's exposed to 80 load balancer type. It will create a load balancer in our AWS, and I will show that also. Our service is exposed to load balancer type. And if you go to the ingress.yml, if you provide curl-L domain.com/test, you will see the backend also to this particular port. So whatever it's containing at the backend, we are going to see that particular application clearly, the backend fully, with the help of the ingress. And come back here and let's see whether it's working fine or not. Go to the Reddit, and OWASP scan is completed, and the Trivy file scan is also completed. It's building the Docker image, and let's go inside, select this one. So click on this one for the number 1 build and go to the console output, and let's see from the starting what it's doing. First it's cleaning the workspace, everything, and next we are cloning the repository, checking out, installing some dependencies and vulnerabilities. 6 are moderate, 2 are critical, and everything is showing here, and injecting Sonarqube environment. So it's checking our Sonarqube code also, and we got the success message, and we saw the report also. Execution is success, and quality get is also okay. And next we are scanning the OWASP dependencies. It will download the every dependency that are required from the database of our OWASP. It will download the OWASP dependency for the database. It will go to the database from the 2002. It will download every dependencies, and it will check the dependency report also. And analysis is started, and we are passing the file to this one. It's generating the file dependency-check report XML, that is fine, and file scan is also completed, and it's fine detecting the vulnerabilities and everything. So next we are at the Docker stage, building of the Docker build-t. It's building the Reddit image, and it's downloading the npm install and moderate, critical, and it's exposing to 3000. It's starting the npm run developer. It's starting this one with the help of the cmd, and it's tagged with 7 as a Reddit latest. The same thing inside I used inside. The same name I used inside my deployment.yaml. You need to change your names. So it's pushing to my Docker Hub and it's pushed and it's scanning the image report also is generated to our report. So finally it's running the container. So we got the success message. And if you copy the IP address from here, so everything is working on the same EC2 instance, just copy it and paste it here. And with the 3000 we need to provide 3000 and enter, and you can see that our application is works fine. So it will take some time. So this is our Reddit application we will get, and you can directly click on login or click on sign up. Everything is fine. And if you come back here to the pipeline Reddit clone, and we need to add the remaining stage, right? Select this one and just copy this one. So everything is same, no need to worry about it. Right click and right click, copy it and come back here. And meanwhile first delete the container. So cd /, and we need to stop the container that is running. So docker ps, and you can see the running containers. We need to stop this particular Reddit first of all. So docker stop and provide the name Reddit, enter, and we need to remove this one to not get conflict. I am removing that one. So that is done. And if you provide docker ps, and you can see only the Sonar is running. Come back here, go to the Reddit clone app and go to configure and come down to this one, and we need to add the final stage. After this one, deploy to container, add this one. And if you get the doubt, you need to generate this form. Go to the pipeline syntax generator and you need to select with kube config sample step and provide the credentials, and you will get this one. After generating, just copy this one and use it here. The same thing, and we need to use the commands. These are the same commands: kubectl apply, deployment service and increase, and apply and save and click on build now. So it will deploy to our Kubernetes also. Last time it's deployed to our container. And meanwhile, and you can see the dependency report also. If you click on this latest dependency check, so these are the reports. So for our we're getting the dependency check results. We are getting the medium, high, and these are the critical, I think. Yeah, so these are the critical 4, and high is 13 and 5 are medium dependency vulnerabilities. And if you go to the workspace, I think it's clean the workspace. Let me show after completion of the Kubernetes. I will show the Trivy file scan also clearly, and it's again starting the Sonarqube analysis and everything. I will skip this part. So after the completion of the Kubernetes, I will show everything clearly. Our build got succeeded and declare to tool install workspace checkout, and finally deploy to container is working, and deploy to Kubernetes also working. And if you refresh this page again, and you will get the same output and nothing changes. And come back here, to this one, and if you click on deploy to Kubernetes, and you can see the logs also, and you can see shell script and kubectl apply. Kubectl apply is completed, deployment and the service is added, and finally its ingress is also created. Close this one and let's come back here and let's see. And if you provide docker ps here, and we need to see the 2 containers running about a minute ago. So Reddit app, that is fine, docker container is running, and let's see kubectl get all, enter. Our Reddit pod is running fine, with our Reddit app is working fine, and service is also started. Load balancer, it's created load balancer in our AP South one. Let's go and see whether it's working fine or not. And come back here, go to the EC2, and I need to show everything, right? So it's created a load balancer or not. In the load balancers, it started one, and click on load balancers. So this is the load balancer, and just select this one, and if you go inside, and this is the DNS name you are getting, just copy it and you come back here, and if you insert here, and you can see the same IP address here, external IP, AB and everything. So Amazon AWS.com, the same thing you are getting there. So it's created a load balancer in our AWS console. So let's add this particular IP address in our security group for our node group. So 30871, let's copy this one. So this is the IP you need to open for your cluster node. So come back here and go to the EC2 and click on instances is running and select the instance T2 medium. So select this one and go to security and select the security group here, and we need to open this particular port whatever we are getting 30871 and edit inbound rules, and we need to open it, add a rule and 30781 and for all, and the same IP rate 30871. Sorry, I need to change it here, 871, and save rules. That is done. Added a rule. So if you copy this one, right click, copy it and open in a new tab, and you will get the Reddit application working fine. It will take some time because we added now, right, for the security group. And if you see here for the inbound role, we added the 3871 now, and now it's working fine. For the Kubernetes load balancer external IP, we are getting the application. This is the Reddit application, and this is the Docker container for our Reddit application. Both are working fine. And if you come back here to the Reddit and go inside this particular second build and go to the workspaces and go to the var lib Jenkins workspace Reddit, and we are getting the dependency report with XML and Trivy. So Trivy fs.txt, this is the file scan report for our Trivy. That is done. And next, see, we are getting the image also, right? Trivy image txt, that means this is the image repository. So this is the Reddit latest, our image name. So we are getting the 18 vulnerabilities. So we are getting the report and everything. And I already told that I will add the cluster report also. So let's add that one also, not to the pipeline. Generally I am explaining that how to create and everything. So open a new tab and open for Trivy and search for Kubernetes and enter. So added the new Trivy rule for our Kubernetes also. Go to the Kubernetes and Trivy. So select this one in the first result, and this is the report you will get if you provide this particular command Trivy Kubernetes, and you will get the report like this. And let's see, I didn't try this now as of now. So for the first time I'm trying here, and sorry, the command should be start with the Trivy, remove this one and enter. And okay, we are getting the fatal error, requires at least one argument. So that is saying that we need the arguments. You can see here Trivy Kubernetes. Yeah, we need to provide the cluster. Right click, copy. So that's why it's throwing the error. Clear the screen, shift insert and enter. And it's taking some time. It will create the cluster report also. And come back here, and you can see here that what it's saying, this feature might changes without preserving backwards compatibility. Scan your Kubernetes cluster for both vulnerabilities and misconfiguration. Trivy uses your local kubectl configurations to access the API server to list the artifacts, scan a full cluster and generate a simple summary report. So it will provide a summary report like this, and you can see it's scanning. As of now it's downloading the database, need to update the database, and it's downloading the database, and it's scanning your Kubernetes cluster clearly. So in the last videos I didn't explain this, the Kubernetes cluster scanning with the help of the Trivy. The summary report is the default. To get your detailed output contents using the report all, you will get the report like this. Only it will provide the severity with the critical. So it will provide the severity with critical report only. And if you provide the namespace also, you can get the namespace report and resource report also. We will get Trivy Kubernetes deployment. So you can provide that NAP name, and you will get the report of that particular deployment, and you will get the table also. So if you want to generate the report in the table format, you can directly provide the table format also. Like this, you will get the report. And you come back here, and it's still taking some time. I will skip that part and I will show the output clearly. And we got the repository, and we got the report, and you can see that we are getting the cluster role and binding and everything, and we got the lengthy one, and you can see the namespace, cube system and everything clearly. This is the output, and you can see we are getting so many fatal errors. So just forget those. So error during vulnerabilities are misscanning, scan errors. So initializing the scanner. But we got the report here, summary report for this particular cluster EKS cloud, and you can see the report and everything clearly. So this is how you have to use your EKS cluster. So this is how you have to use your RBAC assessment and everything. This is how you have to use Trivy to scan your Kubernetes cluster also. And I already showed some examples to scan your complete namespaces, resources and everything. I hope you learned something new from this video, and let's delete the everything and let's go to the configure. I didn't change anything, so as of now everything is inside this blog only. So I used the EKS cluster to create the, so I used the Terraform to create the cluster. Let me remove this. We don't require these stages as of now. I will stop and remove everything. Let's remove tools and sorry, for the stages we need to remove, right? So delete and enter, and we don't require these tools also. Should be here, yeah. And deploy to container, and we need to stop it. Delete docker stop reddit and docker rm reddit. So that is done, and let's delete this one. Delete. So we applied this, right? So we need to delete the load balancer from the CI/CD only. So delete. Oh, sorry, I need to show the ingress also, right? I forgot to show that. Sorry. Let's clear the screen. And if you provide curl -L, so what is the domain.com/test, and you will get the backend report of your Reddit clone application, and this is the ingress, and you can see this is the output for our ingress, and you are getting this one also. So this is the backend we are getting from our ingress. So that is done, and let's delete everything. So apply and save, and click on build now, and it will delete the everything, I mean for the Docker removal of container and everything. So it's removed the container, and let's see whether it's deleted or not. So docker ps, yeah, so it's removed the Docker, I mean Reddit container. So working fine, and we are deleting the container also, and deleting the Kubernetes cluster also. And if you come back here and go to the load balancers, and let's see whether it's yeah, you can see it's deleted the cluster all. It's deleted the Kubernetes services also. And if you go back here, and we got the success message, that is done. And go to the dashboard, and let's come back to the EKS build with parameters. We need to delete the cluster, right? So select the destroy and click on build now. So it will take 10 minutes. I will skip to that time, and after that, once that is done, you need to directly delete the EC2 instance. Everything is fine. So let's close this. We don't require this anymore. And previous scan and projects, everything is fine. And you can use the same Reddit clone, or I will update the new blog also, and you can, if you want to use that one, you can use that one also. If you want to use this one, and this is also fine. Cluster is deleted, and if you come back here and if you refresh, and you will see instances is running to 1 now. So last time it's set to 2, and we are getting 1 now. And let's select this one, and we need to remove this one also. Let's refresh and select this one, and select the instance type, I mean select the instance state, terminate instance, and terminate. It will delete the EC2 instance. And if you come back here and search for EKS, and you can see that there are no instances, I mean and if you click on clusters, and you can see there are no clusters are found. So that is done, and our EC2 instance is deleted. So everything is deleted. And if you want to delete the role also, and go to the IAM and delete that role, nothing to worry about that. And you can see instances running is set to 0 now. It will take some time to update. You can see instances running to 0, and just select the Mr. Cloud Book and click on sign out. I hope you learned something new and you can do this project easily. No need to worry about that. And we added the Trivy scan for our Kubernetes cluster also. Keep on supporting the Mr. Cloudbook channel.